Hello everyone, I will talk about chapter 22. In this chapter, Jem was crying because of the injustice of the verdict. So he was crying as they made their way through the cheerful crowd. He said that it ain't right. All the way off the corner of the square where Atticus was waiting for them. Atticus was standing there looking as though nothing had happened, and his vest was buttoned and his tie was in place. He was his impassive self again. So Jen said that it ain't right. He insisted that to what Atticus said that exactly it wasn't right. They went home and Aunt Alexandra was waiting for them. Then she said to Atticus, sorry, that she felt sorry. So she said, sorry, brother. And that was something strange because she had never told him brother. Jem was looking up at Atticus and then looking down at the floor. So he wondered if Jem thought Atticus was responsible for Tom Robinson's conviction. So Auntie Alexandra asked if Jem was alright, to what Atticus said that he would be alright. It was that it had been a little bit strong for him. So then Atticus and Auntie Alexandra started talking, and Atticus said that that was their house and they have made it that way for them and they might learn to cope with it. But Jem was devastating. So he said to Atticus, how could they have done it? And Atticus said that he didn't know, that they have done it before and they did it that night and they will do it again. Then they heard Dill's steps on the hall. Then Dill told them about Miss Rachel's reactions about last night, which was if a man like Atticus Finch wants to bath his head against a stone, well, it's his head. Then he said that she was up half the night wondering where he was. To what James said that he has to stop going out without telling her. And Aunt Alexandra said that what Dill was doing and saying, the way that Dill was talking was cynical. To what Dill said that it was not cynical, that telling the truth wasn't cynical. When they were on the front porch, they saw Mrs. Stephanie Crawford talking to Mrs. Murray and Miss Ravery. They looked at them and kept talking. Mrs. Stephanie wanted to know who gave them the permission to go to court because the notice that they were on the colored balcony was all over town that morning. Then Mrs. Murray called Jem and invited him and his colleagues to eat some cake. There was a big cake in Mrs. Murray's kitchen table, and that was Mrs. Murray's way of saying that nothing, as far as she concerned, nothing has changed. Then she spoke and told Jem that things are never as bad as they seem. Jem thought that Macon folks were the best folks in the world, but after the trial, he doesn't think that anymore. So he asked her, who did one thing to help Tom Robinson's in the town? To what Mrs. Murray said that his colored friends, people like them, people like Judge Taylor. And then she told him, what if Judge Taylor naming Atticus to defend that boy was not an accident? What if Judge Taylor had his reasons for naming him? So she told him to think about that and that maybe that wasn't an accident. She said that she knew Atticus wouldn't win the case. He couldn't win, and also he had been the only one who could keep a jury out so long in a case like that. Then Mrs. Stephanie and Mrs. Murray told them they should get on in the backyard and stay there because danger was coming and it was all over town. So it was in that moment when Auntie Alexandra came to the door and called them, but she was too late because Mrs. Stephanie had already told them that morning Mr. Bob Eagle stopped Atticus on the post office corner and spat in his face, and also told him that he will get it if if he took the rest of his life. So that is how this chapter ends.